On the night of January 12th, a large fire broke out at a grain and oil warehouse in Yulin City, Shaanxi province. The blaze quickly escalated, with explosions and thick smoke rising high into the sky. According to online sources, the warehouse stored flammable items, including cooking oil, flour, and rice. The warehouse was located near residential areas and small shops, with the nearest residential building just 20 meters away. Firefighters reported that the fire had spread across a 500 square meter area. The flames were so intense that they burst out of the doors and windows, reaching over 10 meters high. It took 6 hours, until around 4 a.m., for the fire to be brought under control. The cause of the fire and the full extent of the damage are still under investigation. The incident sparked considerable debate among Chinese internet users, with many expressing shock over the severity. Some raised suspicions about possible foul play, suggesting that the company's employees may have started the fire to cover up financial discrepancies. One user speculated that the fire could be a way to hide accounting issues. Another online commentator remarked on the irony of the situation, questioning why such a flammable place was not more strictly monitored, and why standard safety protocols, including regular inspections of electrical wiring, were not followed. The commentator also mentioned that the ownership of the warehouse, whether public or private, had not been clarified by the media.
兄弟们，刷到这个事啊，挺有意思的。
Guys, I came across this incident, and it's pretty interesting. There's a grain and oil warehouse in Shaanxi that suddenly caught fire in the middle of the night. Well, inside, it was packed with oil, flour, and rice, and the fire got pretty intense. 7 fire trucks were sent, and they fought the fire for 6 hours. Luckily, no casualties were reported in the end. But isn't it strange? A place like this should have tighter fire safety measures, right? It should have all the proper equipment, and the wiring should be checked regularly. How did it get so out of control so quickly? Also, after reading all the reports, they didn't even clarify if the warehouse is public or private. We don't really know. We can't just guess. After all, I'm just a finance guy, a bystander. Could it be that someone's trying to cover up something? Just kidding, I'm just speculating. Let's wait for the official investigation results.
Winter is a season with high winds and dry conditions, making fires more common. However, this year seems to have seen an unusually high number of large fires. On the evening of January 10th, another fire broke out at a construction site in Tianxin District, Changsha, Hunan Province. The fire, which occurred around 9:25 p.m., quickly spread to the top of the approximately 10-story building, lit up the surrounding area, with the blaze continuing until around 11 p.m. A nearby resident recalled initially thinking it was a small fire, but the flames grew larger as construction materials, including scaffolding covers, caught fire. Some merchants reported that the building had commercial spaces on the bottom floor, with a hotel and residential units above. It remains unclear whether anyone was inside when the fire started. Local authorities mentioned that the building had been surrounded by protective netting for an extended period of time due to subway construction nearby. The fire is believed to have started from the netting, which quickly spread flames to the top of the building. Changsha's fire department later confirmed that no one was trapped inside, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. The incident reminded many of the Hong Kong Wangfuk Court fire that occurred recently. That fire, also caused by burning protective netting, led to severe damage. These nettings, commonly used in China, have been linked to similar fire incidents. The Hong Kong fire, which took place on November 26, 2025, affected 7 of the 8 buildings in the estate. It resulted in 161 deaths and 79 injuries, making it the deadliest fire in Hong Kong in 70 years. However, on January 15, 2025, Hong Kong Secretary for Security, Chris Tang, updated the death toll to 168. On January 15th, several other major fires occurred across China. In Hebei's Quzhou Economic Development Zone, a large factory at Shenzhen Aviation Technology Company caught fire. The entire factory was engulfed in flames, with thick smoke covering the sky. Details on casualties are still unclear. Reports suggest that a local tire trading company involved in wholesale and recycling was based in the affected area. Later that day, a fire broke out near Wuxiang Industrial Park in Ningbo Xinzhou District, causing large plumes of smoke that resembled a mushroom cloud. Witnesses initially mistook the smoke for a factory fire, but officials later confirmed that the fire had started in a pile of waste materials in an open space next to the industrial park. No surrounding buildings were affected, and the flames were fully extinguished by 9:08 a.m. On the same day, a bus in Fuzhou caught fire, leaving only the skeleton of the vehicle behind. Additionally, a school bus carrying students caught fire on the Yinqing Expressway in Shandong's Linzi district, but fortunately, the students managed to escape. On the morning of January 12th, a fire broke out at a factory in Cixi, Zhejiang province. On December 25, 2025, a fire erupted at the industrial park in Wenzhou. The fire was intense and thick black smoke for several kilometers. Traffic accidents can also trigger large fires. On the evening of January 10th, a video shared on social media showed a traffic accident on the G60 Expressway in Xiantan. A truck carrying fireworks overturned, causing several smaller vehicles to collide, resulting in a large fire. The video clearly shows several cars caught in the flames, with the sound of fireworks exploding in the background. An eyewitness reported that the accident occurred around 11 p.m. on January 10th, when a truck carrying fireworks collided with another vehicle, causing a chain reaction and igniting the vehicles. The crash caused a significant traffic jam for over an hour. According to the Hunan Traffic Management Department, the fireworks-laden truck had overturned, causing 3 other cars to crash into it, sparking the fire. The fire had also spread to 8 other vehicles. 2 people were injured, and the truck driver and co-driver were detained for questioning. Investigations are ongoing. In China, there's a growing concern about the dangers posed by domestic power plants, with incidents involving fire hazards becoming more frequent. On January 5th, a power bank caught fire on the platform of Shanghai Metro Line 15th at the Shanghai West Station. Surveillance footage showed flames erupting from the passenger's coat as they descended the escalator to the platform, quickly extinguished the fire, and no injuries were reported. It was noted that the power bank was purchased in December 2025, had 3C certification, and was not in use at the time. Power banks catching fire or exploding have been increasingly common in China in recent years. Additionally, on the evening of January 13th, debris from China's Long March 6 rocket fell in Ningxia and other regions, accompanied by loud noises. According to state media, the rocket launched at 10:16 p.m. from the Taiyuan Satellite Launch Station, sending the remote sensing 5001 satellite into orbit. However, foreign media reported that the rocket debris in the town of Liuyangbao, Ningxia, just 100 meters away from the nearest house, causing significant concern among residents. Although authorities claim to have evacuated the villagers, videos taken by locals show that there were still people active in the area, with some residents completely unaware of the rocket debris falling nearby. After the rocket launch, state media widely celebrated the success of the mission, but made no mention of the rocket debris falling in the village. Videos filmed by the villagers were quickly deleted. For the residents, whether they would be hit by falling debris was left to chance. Some online users commented, "It was very close to the villagers' homes." One person stated, "It was only about 100 meters from the nearest house." Another said, "I thought the loud noise last night was from this. It scared me to death." Others mentioned hearing the noise in Inner Mongolia's Ulaanbaatar as well. According to several videos posted online, the rocket debris fell in Ningxia's Yanshi County, Shaanxi's Dingbian County, and Inner Mongolia. Geographically, Yanshi County, Dingbian County, and Inner Mongolia's Itokchi region are closely located. One resident from Inner Mongolia commented, "It really scared me yesterday. The video showed that there were several houses near where the rocket debris fell. The debris was covered, and many locals gathered to watch the scene." One user commented, "It almost hit someone," and another said, "It almost fell into someone's yard." In recent years, China has been accelerating its rocket launches, but the Long March rockets have encountered several issues. On December 23, 2025, China launched its first reusable rocket, the Long March 12A, but the first stage booster failed to return, and the debris fell. This was China's second failed attempt to recover an orbital booster within a month. There have also been mysterious events without official explanations. Since the start of 2026, reports of unusual loud noises have been coming from multiple districts in Suzhou, Jiangsu Province, and Zhoukou, Henan Province. On the evening of January 14th, several people in Zhoukou posted about unusual noises, describing them as similar to an earthquake, with multiple tremors that caused doors and windows to rattle. According to local media, the noises in Zhoukou occurred around 6:10 p.m. on January 14th, with several tremors. Some residents even went outside to investigate. One resident from Shaanxi County in Zhoukou said, "The tremors were very noticeable. People around here said it felt like an earthquake. The windows were shaking violently. A relative called and said their windows were shaking too, and it lasted for several seconds. Around 9:40 p.m., there was another one." One resident from Zhoukou described, "The glass door and windows started rattling, so I quickly got out of bed and ran outside. I saw that everyone in the village was coming out, talking about the loud noise, but no one was sure if it was an earthquake." Woman who sells fishnets in Zhoukou shared surveillance footage from her shop, showing a loud noise at 6:09 p.m. The rolling shutter door rattled from the impact. She mentioned that actual noise was louder than what was captured in the video, and she felt a bit panicked at the time. The same situation was reported in surrounding cities of Zhoukou. Local users checked the China Earthquake Network's data center. It showed no earthquakes of magnitude 3 or higher in the past week. Chinese media reported that around 11 p.m. on January 14th, the Zhoukou city government was contacted. The staff on duty stated that they had not received any earthquake reports and were unsure of the source of the noise. The Zhoukou Emergency Management Bureau also stated that they did not have further information. Additionally, around 1:30 p.m. on January 13th, large rumbling sounds were heard in several areas of Suzhou, including Gusu District, Wuzhong District, and the Industrial Park. Many residents reported that their windows vibrated, and some even saw chandeliers swing slightly. Mr. Zhang, a resident of Suzhou Industrial Park, was in a training session with 12 employees when the noise lasted for about 2 seconds. He said that a pen on a colleague's desk slid to the floor. He quickly had everyone evacuate, then checked outside, but saw no signs of fire or smelled anything unusual. The local emergency management responded, saying that the sound was unrelated to any explosions. Other netizens from Anhui and Shandong also reported hearing unusual sounds on the same evening. Videos from Heze, Shandong, show 3 loud noises on the January 14th, which frightened children into crying. Some people speculated if it was related to war. Others suggested that it might be related to weapon testing. One person expressed concern, asking, if this continues, who's responsible for the crying babies? Mysterious loud noises have occurred frequently across various regions in mainland China. However, the Chinese government has yet to provide a convincing explanation, leading to speculation and concern among the public. For example, on December 30th last year, a loud noise in Xinjiang, Henan trended on social media. On December 27th, a huge sound was heard in Chengdu, Sichuan, accompanied by noticeable vibrations. On September 12th of last year, mysterious loud noises were reported in several areas of Shijiazhuang, Hebei. Some residents felt their houses shake, leading them to believe that there had been an earthquake. Local authorities, however, claimed that they had not received any related reports. On June 4th and 5th of last year, mysterious loud noises were reported in various regions, including Guangxi, Shaanxi, and Shandong. In some cases, residents' tempered glass windows were shattered from the vibrations. However, authorities denied any connection to air drills or explosions, and the exact cause remains unknown. May 27th, an unexplained loud noise was heard in Binghai County, Jiangsu Province. Local residents reported strong tremors from the noise. Some bloggers wrote about the incident, describing how the loud sounds caused widespread panic. Authorities typically concluded their responses with the words, "No reports received." The true cause of the noise remains unclear. What is lacking isn't an alarm system, but real security, just concerned about explosions, but also about the official silence that follows every loud noise. On the evening of May 28th, around 9:30 p.m., a fireball meteor appeared in the night sky over Miaoming, Guangdong, and parts of Hainan. It left a long tail across the sky, and local residents said it illuminated the night sky like daylight, accompanied by a loud noise. On May 31st, a similar fireball meteor appeared in Beijing's night sky. Many residents were woken by the loud noise in the early morning. In 2024, Beijing witnessed 3 fireball meteors, all accompanied by loud noises. In ancient Chinese culture, meteors and meteorites were believed to be signal significant events or social unrest. They're often seen as omens to the end of an important life. After the Chinese Communist Party's rise to power, 2 major meteor showers occurred, seemingly aligning with major events within the party. On the evening of February 15, 1997, a meteor shower occurred in Shandong, just 4 days before the death of Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping. In March 1976, the largest meteorite in the world fell in Yulin, coinciding with the deaths of 3 major communist leaders, Mao Zedong, Zhu De, and Zhou Enlai. That year also saw the Tangshan earthquake, which resulted in significant casualties and property damage.